Okay, so I'm talking about TLAs and beyond. It's something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and from speaking to everyone here, it seems that you all are. In fact, what I'm talking about with TLAs, there's some people in the audience I can see are kind of looking at me a little bit mystified, but that's okay. You're probably thinking TLAs, WTF, and you're actually on the right path. I'm talking about three-letter acronyms and the world around it. Now, acronyms have been around for thousands of years. And the first reference is, in fact, Roman. You've probably recognized that, seen it on shields, that type of thing. We're talking before Jesus, properly old stuff. But it's only really been used in everyday context during the kind of 60s and the 70s, and more so since the inclusion of technology. And yes, it's around us everywhere, whether you're looking at technology, whether you're looking at sizes on clothes, or whether you're looking at food. It really is just about everywhere. So just wanted an opportunity just to share with some of the mini adventures I've had with TLAs. Now, you're probably thinking, why 3? Well, it's the magic number, and it is by far the most used in everyday context. And thanks to Google, we can find out these amazing things. So I was in a business meeting, you know, pinstripe suit, that kind of thing. And I was making a note of the TLAs as I went along. And I got to a point when I got to about 9, and I had the urge to shout out house. And I asked that everybody tries this at home or when you're in a meeting next. Now, really in the heart of three-letter acronyms, kind of SMS and Twitter and things alike. And I've put a list together. And last night I took one of them off. And the reason being is, I just want to give you a scenario. So there's a girl, and she says, "Oh my God, no way, lol." And this happens a lot. But as you can see, she's actually not laughing. And what happens with lol is that it often gets abused and misused literally. But it's okay. I've come up with some great alternatives. Chuckling to myself, which is ideal if you're relatively young, and really quite amused, which is strictly for those that are middle class. But I would smirking to myself. I do love that. Just want to talk a little bit geek. You get recursive acronyms. Hey, some geeks in the house. A great example is Visa, which stands for Visa International Service Association, which I think is great. And you also got PHP and GNU and a few others. Now, I was on one of these steering committees at Cardiff Uni, and we got to talk about their new TV station, and I suggested Cardiff Union Network Television. Now, they didn't go with this for some reason. You've also got, yes, that's a Banksy, redundant ones like DVD, CSS, ATM, PIN. They're actually three-letter acronyms in their own right. People tend to know what they mean. They don't actually need to be an acronym anymore. This man is not actually a chef. He's actually a world-acclaimed TLA lover. Most recently, he did a track confessing his love for PVC, FHM, QVC on a JVC, which I thought was brilliant. Any ideas who these are? TLC, REM, ATB, and ELO, and I probably missed someone else out, but that's okay. But in all honesty, they are just about everywhere, three-letter acronyms. Now, I had to mention a bit of Twitter. LOL is by far used and probably misused. HMU, any ideas what that is, guys? No? Hit me up. We can thank Uncle Sam for that. Now, looking at the mighty book, the trending topics have only ever been one three-letter acronym, which is a slightly narcissistic one. It's about them, FML, which is Facebook Markup Language. It's not around. But they've got some redeeming qualities. The CEO wears sandals. So you're probably asking, well, that's pretty impressive. This is the schlong of the acronym world. It's 56 letters long. It's Russian, and that's what it means, apparently. So on a more serious note, you're probably saying, this is an impressive world. Where do I find out more? We've got some great resource material. I'd particularly like to point you in the direction of the book, a book which no citizen of the modern world can afford to live without. So something serious, it's a problem with TLAs that we've got. We're actually running out, like IP version 4. That's how many we've got, and that's how much space we've got left. But I mean, coming back to something a little bit serious now, my final thoughts is that we use them every day. And what I ask is that we use them sparingly and that we use the literal meanings carefully. And that's all. Thank you very much for listening.